Kicking it with KeKe. Kicking it with KeKe. Kicking it with KeKe. Full of personality. Switching up the storyline on God, we making history.
Writing books, changing lives, one day at a time. Put your problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind.
Kicking it with KeKe.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am your girl, KeKe Chanel, award-winning author, lifestyle blogger, certified life coach, and host of Kicking It with KeKe. Today, I am joined with a special guest, but y'all know how I like to do. I like to give my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves. So, Mike, welcome. Thank you for coming to Kick It with me. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Thank you for having me. My name is Mike the Model. I model for Black-owned clothing brands.
Absolutely. Where are you from?
I'm from New York City, Staten
Absolutely.
Island, New York.
Okay, cool. I got people in New York. I got people in Brooklyn, actually, in
That's
Brooklyn.
what's up.
So shout out to New York, all the people there. Again, I appreciate you coming to kick it with me. We about to have a nice show.
Yeah.
The overall theme for Kicking It with KeKe is all about mindset and personal development. So before we get into talking all things model, let's talk about this personal development and mindset. So what would be your definition of personal development?
My definition is personal development is like growing up in a negative environment and doing something positive with your life.
Oh, I love that. I love that because
Yeah.
most times we become products of our environment instead of getting out
Yes.
of the environment. So I love that you have to, you feel like it's all about that mindset and you have to think
Yes.
differently because
Yeah.
just because you were dealt a hand, you can always change cards at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, you have
Yes.
to learn how to play the
Just
game
because
to
you,
benefit you.
yes, you grow up in the negativity don't mean you gotta be negative.
Absolutely.
Your mind got to think outside the box. And once you think positive, you can get outside that and it'll help you grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So listen, Mike the model is already spitting these gems. Y'all make sure y'all get y'all's notes or rewind and play it back so you won't forget or miss out on it. But how has, matter of fact, before we get into that, how do you believe that, because we just touched on it just a little bit about the negativity and the positivity, how do you believe that personal development impacts people when they have that negative mindset?
I feel like they have to be around positive people because you are who you're around.
Mhm.
So if you around people that's living a negative lifestyle, it's gonna attract you to be negative. But if you're around people that's doing things positive and that's on a mission to boss up, it's gonna motivate you to boss up. So I feel like you are who you surround yourself with.
Absolutely. I believe that because we all heard that saying birds of a feather and that's
Flock
always the
together.
negative. It's always the negative. You don't hear that saying when it comes to the positive side. It's
Yes,
always
yes,
something tied to negative. So thank you for answering
yes,
that question. I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit about that. So
yes.
how has being a model impacted your mindset and your personal development?
Well, being a model, it just impacted me in a positive way because it put me around so many people that I would never be around.
Mm,
So being a model put me in fields of like actors, rappers, directors, producers. So being a model, it really helped me like get around people and see where they're going with their career.
absolutely. So has being a model boosted your self-esteem and confidence, or you always had that? Like you look like that guy that was like, hey, I don't know what y'all got going on, but I know what I got going on.
They say New Yorkers are cocky, but it's like I was modeling in New York, but modeling for Black owned really boosted my career.
Okay.
My career didn't get boosted until I started modeling for Black owned clothing brands.
All
That's
right.
when my career was like, yeah, I could really do this.
Absolutely. So how has it been? How has that journey been since you started like modeling for Black owned businesses and clothing brands?
First, I did a shoot with Calvin Klein and Polo in
Mm-hmm.
New York, but it didn't really get supported and didn't go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But once I started modeling for Black owned,
Mm-hmm.
it just my followers went up. I've been featured in 14 magazines. I've been on like 2 TV shows, 12 radio shows. It's like once people, and then I'm in Atlanta. This is the
Uh,
Black Mecca.
yeah.
So it's like once they see me modeling for Black owned, they're like, people just started sending me clothes, and my career just skyrocketed.
You think that because that we have this thing how
Yes,
unity is not really a big thing amongst the Black community, right? It's
yeah,
starting to get that way. And I'm so glad that I'm in the age where as a podcast host, I meet so many people from all different walks of life. And it's all
yeah,
about that mindset of unity and being down
yes,
for each other when most races have that. So that's why they get ahead so much
yes,
faster. So do
yes.
you think that Kevin Klein and Polo kind of like we don't know if he want to deal with us, so let's just not support him? Do you think that it came
I,
with
I
like
don't know. I just feel like when I did this shoot for Polo, it's like it was dope, but it's like I didn't have enough followers at the time.
okay.
So I was up and coming. So
Mm-hmm.
they probably looked at the shoe like, oh, it's nice, but he don't got enough followers. He ain't really nobody right now. But
Right.
when I modeled for Black owned clothing, other Black owned fashion designers are, yo, let me put you on my clothes. What size you wear? What's
Mm-hmm.
your address? So like they gave me opportunities that these foreign clothing brands would never give me. And so for that, I
Absolutely.
will always appreciate Black owned clothes.
Absolutely. So, what has been your favorite thing about being a model thus far, besides, getting some dope clothes and having some good
My
pictures and
favorite
stuff like
thing,
that? Yeah.
it's like when people see me in public and I tell them I'm a model, the way they look at me, because it's so many rappers, but then when I say, how you doing? I'm a male model, they look like, you're a model. They're
Uh-huh.
like, wow, that's different. Because a lot of people tell me they haven't met a lot of real male models.
Mm-hmm.
So when I tell them I'm a model, it puts me in a different lane and I love it. They love taking pictures of me. Let me put you on my Instagram. I'm gonna tag you. So I love the support that I get from people.
Absolutely. And it's all about support. I mean, we're not put here to be alone and elevate alone. We have to gravitate toward those like-minded individuals. And like you said,
Yeah.
you got put in spaces that you probably didn't think that you would ever get put in. And it's
Yes.
all about how you present yourself. So let's speak to the listeners about how you present yourself. That plays a big part in what doors are open to you. So
Yes.
speak to someone who is maybe thinking about getting into modeling, or even just elevating to the next level, about having that mindset of elevation.
The first thing I would tell people is get you some business cards. Get you some business cards so when you go out in the world, you can network with people and let them know what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And business cards and followers. Tell like network and promotion is the key to success. Once you
Right.
start networking with people, like me, I'm in the modeling field. So if I network with photographers, they go plug me to fashion shows,
Mm-hmm.
fashion industries. So whatever your career is, you could start networking with people in that field and build some business cards and start networking.
And I'm glad you said about business cards, but because business cards is taking over and they're digital now. So I have this thing called Popple. Shout out to Popple. Send me a check.
Wow.
Uh, it's not a paid advertisement, but what it does
Yeah.
is you wear it, you pair it to your phone or whatever, and people
Wow.
just bump this with their smartphone, and it's an automatic business card that comes to their phone on you.
Yeah, that's new. I never heard of that.
Yes,
I just walk around with these.
you old school. Yeah. See, and
Yeah,
that's
old
good too,
school.
because they see
Yeah,
your images on there, so they know, hey,
yeah,
this Mike the model. He not playing
yeah,
around. He's showing us that he actually is modeling. But
yeah.
yeah, Papa, like if you ever run out of business cards or you just want to take it to a different level, all they have to do is you just hold their wrist out and they just bump their phone and your business card is automatically on their stuff.
That's another level.
Mm-hmm. I tried, but yeah, shout out to Papa. Shout out to Papa. So, what has been some of the challenges have as far as your modeling journey so far?
Some of the challenges is like when I do interviews
Mhm.
with modeling agencies, I sit down and talk business with them. A lot of them that I talked to so far really didn't want to do business with me, that I was modeling for Black owned clothing.
Mhm.
So it's like the challenges is saying is me getting rejected, but that only makes me grind harder and it makes me want to go harder, push me further.
And I'm glad you say that because not every day is going to be a yes, but it's how
Yes,
you push through those days that you are told no
yes,
determines the next level that you take yourself. Because no, 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 no. Some people get stuck in that mentality of, oh, I'm not good enough or imposter
yeah,
syndrome or whatever. But you cannot do that because you're doing yourself a disservice by beating up on yourself, not giving yourself enough grace, and knowing that so many people got told no before that yes came. And
yes,
I don't know what your faith is, but I believe in God and I believe that God is orchestrator of our, of our lives. And some of those no's are there to protect us because it's not at our best interest at heart.
yes. So maybe like a no is to help you from getting scammed,
Yeah.
signing a contract that you don't want to sign. So
Hmm.
sometimes no is a blessing.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. So when did you know that you wanted to be a model?
At first, I was doing music, but then it's like I have a friend named Louis Harris. He's a male model.
Mhm.
So he told me like music's not always gonna work. You should try something different. What about modeling? And then I look. Every time I see male models, I see like dudes in underwear, dudes with their shirt off. Like, I can't be no male model. Like I don't have the body for it. He
Uh-huh.
said, "Trust me, you should try it." And I did a photo shoot, and then I fell in love with the pictures. I just kept going. And I love the way the pictures came out. So now I accomplished 47 photo shoots.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
47 photo shoots.
Do you remember your very first photo shoot?
Yes. My very first photo shoot was at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Tell us about that day. How was you feeling? Like were
I
you
was
nervous
I
or were
was
you
nervous,
excited?
yeah, because I'm like, I don't know how the picture's gonna come out. But I
Hmm.
said, you know what? Just be cool, calm, and collected and be relaxed.
Hmm.
Once I relaxed myself, the photographer's like, yo, just breathe. You're gonna be all right. Just do different, just keep moving. I just kept moving and then he just kept taking shots and it came out wonderful.
Yeah, and
That's the
working
biggest thing. It's
working
like
with
be
different,
relaxed.
right, right. And I was just about to say, working with different photographers. Have you worked with somebody that was like just like, oh, I don't know if I want to work with this photographer again, versus
Yes.
some that was like, oh yeah, this is a vibe right here.
Yeah. I work with some photographers that, yeah, like they'll charge me they'll charge me a pretty penny, but
Hmm.
then I see the pictures and they don't get edited. So I'm
Uh,
like, hold on. I
yeah,
paid you, but you didn't edit my pictures. What's up with that?
right.
But then I worked with a photographer, the one I just shot with. The pictures came out so beautiful, and he gave me a free reel, gave me a video. So I was like, wow, I never had a photographer do a video of me, give me a reel and my pictures.
Absolutely. And I think that speaks volume to the quality of expertise that people, put out there. Like some people want to elevate and strive for perfection, although we know nothing is perfect, right? But then
Yes,
some people just don't care. They're just doing it for money. And
yes,
when you do things for money, I feel like you lose a bit of your humility and that integrity gets a little bit further from you. So speak to
yes,
someone that's wanting to do something, or if they are actually doing it, but it's all about the money. The first thing that they think about is the coin or the bag, I should say, because that's the word,
bang.
right? The bag. So talk a bit about that because I love that you touched on that.
I feel like I was just talking with a friend the other day. I said being greedy for money could block your blessings.
Hmm.
You're so busy trying to get money that it could block your blessings.
Hmm.
Like, say you got something going on, and I'll support you off the love because when you grind hard enough, the money's gonna come.
Yes.
When you build your resume high enough, the money's gonna come. So I
Hmm.
tell people, don't do it for money, do it for you and do it to build your clientele.
Hmm.
And some people are so busy, I gotta get the money, I gotta get paid. I'm not doing it for free. They block their own blessings where they work for somebody for free, they could get them a bigger bag than what they was asking for. So I feel
Absolutely,
like
because
money can block your blessings.
right, because that person is gonna say, you know what, Mike did this for me for free.
Yes.
I know I have an opportunity for him. He's a humble young man. His pictures come out nice. His attitude is amazing. He's hardworking. He's gonna stay there and make sure that we get the shot. So
Yeah.
I have somebody for you for this event. And
Yes.
word of mouth travels fast. And it's
Yes.
all about how you present yourself. Like
Yes.
sometimes it's your energy that meets people before
Yes.
they even see you. Like, dang, what is this? And then
Yeah.
you
You
walk
could
in.
tell a person's
Yeah.
energy when you have a conversation with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. So, do you have a favorite clothing brand? And I know it's a little, I don't want you to be biased. You don't have to say the brand if you don't want to, but do you have like a specific brand that you've modeled for that you just love more than others, or do you all
Yes.
the same?
There's a brand from Chicago called Basan Way. It's like I've modeled in that so many times and I got a feature in magazines and radio shows, but I wear that on a regular basis. So I don't just model in it. I wear
Mm-hmm.
it on a regular basis. It's called Basan Way. It's like a polar bear, but it
Mm-hmm.
got a chain on with boots on. It's
Okay.
real dope. Basan Way from
Nice.
Chicago.
Nice. I love that. Shout out. What was the name of them?
Basan Way.
But some way, shout out, Black owned business. Like I love that.
Yes.
So, what is something that you would leave listeners with today when it comes to fulfilling your purpose, going after your dreams and making them come true?
For everybody that's listening, I'll say when somebody tells you no, don't get discouraged. When people tell you no, don't get discouraged because 10 people is going to tell you no before you get two yeses.
Yep,
But them no's should strive you to grind harder and push you to go harder, push you further. So
absolutely.
don't let no discourage you.
Y'all, listen, did y'all hear what he just said? Don't let no discourage you. Like it's gonna happen. The no's will
Yes.
come before you get the yeses. Because if the yeses come too quick, you might want to pause and figure out what's going on. Because it's a lot of scams out there. And I know you being in the modeling industry, I know they have a lot of like scam photographers, take pictures of you and then you on the black web or on some porn site or whatever. Because
Yes.
people just like they have some dirty people out there. Let's just be
Yes.
honest. It happens.
I
So I'm
ran into a
glad.
few, so I know.
Oh, oh, wow. Let's talk about that. Like, how did you know that it was a scam though? How long before it took you to say, you know what? Something not right here.
So basically, like, I did a commercial for a black owned like face cream, whatever, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I did the commercial, but never got paid, never got the commercial.
Mm-hmm.
There's times where I bought black owned clothing, never got the clothes. So it's like I got scammed a couple of times, but whatever industry you're in, you're gonna get scammed.
Absolutely.
Not everybody's gonna treat you with 100% customer service.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get scammed.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I'm not a violent person. I'm not disrespectful. So I took it as a blessing. Like, okay, you scam me now. When I become somebody, I know not to work with you ever again. I know
Absolutely.
not to shop with you ever again. So
Mm-hmm.
like getting scammed would just wake you up who not to do business with.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Been there. I'm an author and I got scammed out of paying somebody to edit my first book and it was all
Mm,
flawed and it was a disaster. And
no good.
I could have used that as a way to keep me, "Oh, I don't want to write anymore. I'm not going to put out any more books because
Yeah.
this, that. But no, 14 books later, you hear me?
Ooh,
You
salute
cannot,
to you. You heard she
yes,
said 14 books.
14 books and counting.
God
Let's
bless
just
to
say
you.
that. Absolutely. And because I love writing, I know that that is a part of my purpose to inspire people
Yes.
through my words, whether it's on the podcast. I'm getting ready to launch a magazine, so I would talk to you about that when we get off. But yeah, so I say that to say, and I know a lot of the listeners probably have heard me talk about that, getting scammed by a company that had a big following but has been sued countless
Mm,
numbers of times
wow.
after I published with them. So that will happen. And like Mike said, in any line of profession that you are, it's just got some bad people in the world, unfortunately. But for every bad, there is good. Where it's 10 times more good people than bad people. And I'm a firm believer in that. You be
Yes.
one of them. Ask God to give you that sense of discernment And when those hairs stand up and the goosebumps and that gut feeling and all that, pay attention to those, because
Yes.
they could be both warning signs and protecting you from different things that are not meant to serve you in a positive way.
Yes.
So yes, absolutely. So what is next for Mike the Model?
Next is me just keep pushing, keep pushing. Next for me, I'm trying to get in contact with KeKe.
Oh, nice.
That's like cross colors, KeKe. I'm trying to get like I want to model for them.
All
That's what I want to
right.
model for. KeKe.
Listen, Kickin, your people, if you listening, cross colors, you know, I grew up wearing that. Hey,
Yes.
y'all make sure
Yes.
y'all reach out to Mike, man. He is a dope individual. We've never met
Yes.
in
Thank you.
person, but just your energy is radiating through the screen.
Yes. Thank
I cannot wait till I have some studio space so I can fly guests in or fly out to meet them. I cannot wait because it's all about their energy. I think that, you know,
Yes.
virtual is great, but in person, that's a
Person.
whole different vibe.
But it feels good when you can feel the energy through the phone, and then when you meet them, that energy is like still there, like that positive energy.
Like he was just like I thought he would be.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
She was just like I thought she was gonna be. Like,
yes.
yes, I love it. I love it. So tell the listeners how they can connect with you. How can they follow you on social media and things like that so we can support?
They could follow me on Instagram at Mike the Model 88 MIKETHAMODL, or you could just hashtag Mike the Model MIKETHAMODL. Once you hashtag my name, everything pops up.
Hashtag. This man got his hashtag. Y'all listen, this next level right here got the hashtag. You got to.
Yeah.
You got to. You got to. So what advice would you offer someone who aspires to become a working model?
The advice I'll say, like I said before, get you some business cards, find you a photographer that's affordable that you can work with, and find out a scenery. Because when you're taking photo shoots, the first two things people look at is your outfit and the scenery behind you. So
Hmm.
yeah, when you look at a picture, the first thing you're gonna look at is the outfit and the scenery. So find out a dope scenery, a photographer that's affordable that you can work with, and get you some business cards and network.
Network. Your network is your network.
Yes.
So people in your circle or in your surroundings, they will 9 times out of 10 become clients of yours or hire you to become clients of theirs or whatever. So don't be afraid to go in different rooms that you're not used to being in.
Yes.
And
Yes.
let's just be honest, you cannot be afraid. There's no elevation in the comfort zone. And
No.
sometimes you have to, separate yourself from people that you've known all your life because they just
Yes.
they just not where you're trying to go.
One thing I was taught is every person you meet could teach you something you don't know. So it's good to meet strangers because
Hmm.
everybody you meet could teach you something you don't know. So you
Right.
could go in a room full of strangers and learn something you never knew before.
Absolutely. And we should try to learn something daily. And if you're the
Yes.
smartest person in your circle,
You're in the
it's
wrong
time to
circle.
change circles. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so on a personal note, what would your now self tell your younger self about the journey that you're on right now?
My now self, I would have told my younger self to say no to situations I said yes to.
Mm.
I would have said no to a lot of situations I said yes to.
Wow. Wow. Because do you believe that those situations have kept you from where you could have been? Or do you believe that you are right where you need to be in this moment?
I feel like I'm right where I need to be because where I was at, like I was in the streets. So I was around a lot of, people that was in the streets. So I feel like I'm happy where I'm at because I've grown and now I'm
Hmm.
mature and I've been
Hmm.
through so much that, I want to live a positive lifestyle.
Right.
So that's why I said, back then
Hmm.
I was in a lot of situations. I was like, somebody told me your loyalty, something about loyalty and common sense.
Oh, hmm. Hmm.
Your loyalty kept you in situations common sense should have took you out of.
Not, oh, I love that. And I see, I got some goosebumps right there because yeah, for real. Wow. Say that again. Cause
Your
somebody missed it because
loyalty,
they call was loud when they was listening or something like that.
yes,
Say it one more
yes.
time.
For all the listeners, your loyalty kept you in situations that common sense should have took you out of.
Y'all heard it from Mike the model. For real.
Yes,
That those are some words that we should resonate with and
yes.
put that on our sticky note or something. Cause I got mine, like for real. I always
Yes,
have sticky notes and just let it
yes,
marinate because things are supposed to help us redefine ourselves to evolve into the person that we are supposed to be. And if
yes,
you're not changing, you're staying the same. And
yes,
that is not living, that is just existing. And we're not
yes,
put here to just exist. We are supposed to have life and have it abundantly. So if you're not happy with your life, you have the power to do something to change that. It starts with your
yes,
mindset. So as a
yes,
man thinketh, so is he. So if you think that you're not good enough, guess what? You're not going to be good enough. If you
yes,
surround yourself with negativity, that's what you're going to become.
yes.
So, any last words that you want to leave the listeners with before we get out of here?
My last words, shout out to Kicking It with KeKe. Go support her. Go check out her books. Dope author. And I want to appreciate you and thank you for blessing me with this opportunity. And we just gonna keep going.
Absolutely. And I want you to do something for me. Say, hey, I'm Mike the model, and I've been kicking it with KeKe.
Hey, I'm Mike the Model, and I've been kicking it with KeKe. Go check out her podcast.
Absolutely. Mike, thank you so much for coming to kick it with me today. It has been a pleasure. I
Yes.
wish you nothing but continued success, my friend. I know that your
Thank you.
future is bright because I see it all over you. Keep going. Stay
Yes.
positive. Stay motivated. Know that it's okay when those no's happen. Know that they are
Yes.
protecting you from something that you don't need to be a part of. And when call
Yes.
Kanai and cross colors come knocking, hey, I just need you to just let me know if they come.
Yes.
When they come, I should
Yes.
say when they come. But
Yes.
yeah, until next time, you guys have been listening to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, Life, Love, and all that other shit. I am back with a new episode every Thursday. So make sure y'all tap in, go like, subscribe, tell a friend so we can all be friends. And remember, the bumps in the road are there to help us slow down enough to enjoy the journey. Okay? Purple hugs.